My last question to you, Melissa ji, is what do you think Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji and the Indian government is doing to firstly tackle the genocide of Hindus and then all other religions affected by the brutality as well?
Very good question again. Thank you. So yes, it's 72 years since India had the ability, certainly, to stop this genocide. But it's only really been in the last few years that people have started to talk about it. And, there have been those few fantastic, very dedicated people who've been spearheading that effort, doing research and publicizing it. And, social media has had a big role to play. But it definitely feels like the number of killings of Hindus is increasing in recent years. And so we need to be doing something like now. And we have to be doing it at an accelerated effort to raise awareness of Hindu genocide so that it can stop and never happen again. And so I feel it is probably the Indian government, it needs to be their number one foreign policy objective to make the world aware of Hindu genocide. It needs to be a dedicated effort. It needs to happen across the whole government. Nothing actually is more important. And if you look at Israel, they've done a fantastic job raising awareness of the Jewish Holocaust. India needs to be doing the same about Hindu genocide. And it's not just that it's, the righteous thing to be doing. And it's not just about, because what a loss to the world, the loss of Hindu culture and religion would be to the world, but it's actually directly in the government's interest to be making the world aware of Hindu genocide, because at the moment, all of the false narratives that are out there that are seeing Hindus, Brahmins, and in a very poor light, are actually stifling socio-economic development. The thing that Modi ji wants most, socio-economic development, to be ridding India of poverty, be raising living standards, those efforts are being stifled because of false narratives that are out there. And so what the government needs to be doing is they need to be setting up a dedicated ministry staffed by the very best minds. And I wouldn't say they come from the bureaucracy directly. You probably need to be thinking more creatively. And through my interactions on social media with people such as the speakers on Festival of Bharat, the excellent speakers there, the speakers on Jaipur dialogues with Sanjay Dixit ji, so Shefali Vedia ji, True Indology, Neeraj Atri ji, Abhijit Chavdar ji, all these people I'm very, very fortunate to be in contact with. And whenever I speak to them, I am always just blown over with their intelligence, their depth of knowledge on so many different topics, and their creativity, their ability to think outside the box as to what the solutions to many of Bharat's problems are today. So we need to be corralling these people together, making them really brainstorm and coming up with a very clear, systematic plan to be making the world aware of Hindu genocide and doing things like overhauling the education system, freeing temples and empowering temples so that they can once again become centers of learning, giving them some grant to be doing that, creating whole new fields of academic research and, investing in the best quality academics and placing them very strategically in important, influential universities across the world to be driving these fields of research on true Hindu history, genocide, society, religion. And they need to be offering grants and awards to students to be excelling in these fields. And then, of course, the next thing is once you create this body of research, you need to be disseminating it. And this needs to be happening in a very coordinated, concerted way. So you need to be building museums on Hindu genocide. At the moment, I am only aware of Francois Gautier's museum, which I visited in Pune. Excellent museum. So please, people, go and visit. But we need many, many more. We need there to be many books, documentaries, movies, all with international reach on the topic of Hindu genocide. The Indian embassies, there needs to be a clear, directed plan and some resource available to them to be running exhibitions, discourses, seminars on Hindu genocide to get the message out to the whole world. And there needs to be a particularly special effort to getting the message out to Silicon Valley and places like this, places where many of the very strongly anti-Hindu narratives are very strong. So, Wikipedia, Quora, Twitter, these are the places I'm talking about. Because there are some very fantastic individuals I know who are taking it upon themselves to tirelessly be trying to talk the truth about Hindu Dharma, about India on these platforms, such as Maria Worthji. She's so tireless in answering questions on Quora about Hindu Dharma, about India, and she'll get tens of thousands of likes, but then she'll just get taken down. All of it's just gone. Or Nilesh Okji, I know he was a Wikipedia editor. I saw a tweet from him recently saying that it was completely futile because he would make an edit and reference it with high quality research. He would just get overruled and it would just disappear. So what was the point of him even trying in the first place? And so places like alternative platforms like Coup are excellent. But we can't abandon Quora, Wikipedia, Twitter, because if we do, they'll just become cesspits of Hindu hate, essentially. But we can't be relying just on these individuals to be fighting these battles. It needs to be a government approach. And the reason why I said earlier that we have to start immediately. Tomorrow is too late. It has to start today, because the anti-India, the anti-Hindu forces, they're getting stronger and stronger, and they are corralling more and more different groups into their thinking, giving them even more ammunition. Climate change activists, pop stars we're seeing recently, people you would never imagine would become associated with all this. They're building up all this ammunition. So we, as Hindus, we need to be building up our ammunition. It needs to be much better than theirs, much stronger, much more accelerated. And tomorrow is too late. It has to start today.
Namaste. We hope you enjoyed this Chitti Media content. Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.